Hey, good afternoon. My name is Gabe Martin, and I'm the manager of transit planning. Brandon Smith is our Spanish interpreter for today, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Me llamo Brandon Smith, yo soy intérprete de español. Si por acaso hay alguien que tenga necesidad de tener un intérprete, que me avise ahora, por favor.
Okay, today I will review the revised 2024 annual service plan, and there will be time for questions at the end of the presentation. First, I would like to go over the main reason behind the revision, and that would be Senate Bill 5126, and in 2021, this was passed establishing the Climate Commitment Act, or CCA, which set the stage for significant environmental initiatives to reduce the state's greenhouse gas emissions by 95% by 2050. And the following year, in 2022, Senate Bill 5975, known as Move Ahead Washington, was enacted to allocate the funds generated by the CCA. Notably, 55% of the program's revenue is dedicated to the Climate Transit Programs account. And over 16 years, the state expects to collect $5.4 billion in revenue, and Ben Franklin Transit will benefit from this initiative with an anticipated $112 million in operating revenue over the same period, requiring no matching funds. Initiative 2117, which will be on the ballot in November, is a citizens action group initiative that aims to repeal the CCA. If passed, Ben Franklin Transit could face funding cuts as soon as December 2024, reducing operating funds by $5.4 million annually, totaling $54 million over 10 years. Additionally, projected capital funding may decrease by $22.7 million over the same period. This would result in reductions to the current annual service plan, potentially limit any additional services beyond 2024, and significantly impact capital plans. Facing this potential funding loss, BFT staff proposed to the Board of Directors at our last board meeting 2 options for the current 2024 annual service plan, or as we call it, ASP. Here on this table, you can see option 1 would be to move forward with the original plan approved back in November. Option 2 in the third column is a modified plan that would reduce Route 10's peak 30-minute service and maintain the current hourly service in West Richland. Route 110 would still be removed. Route 123 will extend its routing on Sundays to help with needed on-time performance issues and provide better coverage to North Richland. And this change will this change will take place in June and is not dependent on Queensgate Transit Center. Route 123S will be reassessed throughout the 2024-2025 school year. Routes 170 and 25 will continue as planned. And Route 50 was planned for 15-minute service on Saturday, and this will be reduced to 30 minutes. Route 67 will maintain its current routing. However, it was stated to the board that extending Route 67 up to Burns Road is needed, and we hope to implement this in June 2025. Initial implementation was scheduled for June 2024, or about 10 days from now, but due to construction delays at Queensgate Transit Center, it was delayed until August. So option 1 had an initial annualized cost of $1.4 million with a June prorated cost of approximately $500,000. Option 2's annualized cost is approximately $442,000 with an August prorated cost of around $151,000. Along with potential funding cuts and our operator shortage, the board suggested going with option 2. The next slide shows a map of the changes that will be happening in August, with the exception of Route 123 that will extend northward. Maybe I can show this here for you. So currently, Route 23 turns around here on Sundays in June. In the next 10 days, like I said, we plan to extend this route up further to help with on-time performance issues. Route 67, the change that was planned for August to extend up to Burns Road and Chapel Hill and Road 84. That is one that we plan to delay until June 2025 due to the potential cuts. Route 10 will be here. We are cutting out ineffective portions of Route 110 that you can see here and replacing that with Route 50, the shopper shuttle. This is a picture of our Queensgate Transit Center that will be completed here in the next couple of months. Buses will enter in on Windmill Road, drop off passengers. Along here, will be a long-term layover location or potential location for charging in the future. It will exit out onto Columbia Park Trail, right turn only. Here's a quick look at our ASP 2024 timeline. The 2024 ASP was originally released in October 6th through November. Public comment period, we had 3 open houses and was adopted in November 9th with a final public hearing. And then the 2024 modified ASP was released in May with a public comment period of May 28th through June 28th with a final adoption scheduled for July 11th, pending board approval, and will be implemented in August 2024, August 25th with the service change. And looking ahead, we've already covered what our plans are for the 2024 revised service plan. Our 2025 ASP, we are looking at implementing express routes between major transit centers in each of the cities to make faster connections, quicker crosstown trips. And Route 67, as I mentioned before, we still plan to implement that in, the hope is in June of 2025 to get service up to Burns Road, and with all the expansion in the growing areas of West Pasco and the new Sageview High School that will be online in fall of 2025. Additional efficiencies, we are looking at an ATP analysis, which is a French term for on-time performance. And we just wrapped that up. We're looking through the results and hope to implement some of those changes in June of 2025. Other changes include our long-range plan. This is something that a project that we just kicked off, and we are developing a 20-year long-range plan and hope to get a lot of public and jurisdictional involvement with that. So with that, are there any other questions?